Hello and welcome back to Supernova Gaming Podcast. My name's Luke, and this week we've got a special podcast because we've got our friends at Young Bones with us. We've got Carlton and Staley.
Yay!
So yesterday was the launch of, not yesterday, today was the launch of PlayStation VR. Obviously it was yesterday to me because I got it at midnight. So I've been sort of playing that all day, and to be honest I find it totally rad. I've only ever had experience with your Vive before, Carlton, for about 10 minutes, so... Yeah. This, to me, was just like blowing my mind. So obviously we brought you guys around so you could try it out and sort of give your thoughts on what you think of a different headset. So sort of like, what did you guys think to it?
Right. Very, very good. Like, really good. Like, the main thing, obviously, with VR and like the gaming sort of headsets is they always sell heavy on you need a damn good PC. Yeah. You need a tank to run this thing.
Yeah.
So obviously with the limited PlayStation hardware, that was the biggest question. It's like, can this thing actually support it?
Yeah, it was a big concern for like ages going.
Yeah, because I mean, looking at the hardware compared to PCs, consoles are about, what, 3-4 years behind at this point? Like that, yeah. They're never going to catch up. So that was going to be, oh shit, it's like running a Vive on DOS.
Yeah.
Is it going to do well?
Yeah, absolutely.
From what I've seen with the brief little play we had earlier, yes.
Yeah.
It's going to be strangely smoothly.
Yeah,
I was not expecting that.
You can tell they have sort of limited it in areas, like some of the textures. What was that game? Valkyrie?
Yeah, Eve Valkyrie.
As a whole, very, very pretty. But when you get close to ships...
There's a lot of flat texture, isn't there?
Yeah, you can sort of see they've gone, right, let's knock a bit of polish off that, otherwise it will implode. But no, as a whole package and as a dogfighting game, that was really, really cool.
Yeah.
It worked. It stayed fairly steady at what, about 30, 20 FPS?
I think they run at solid 60.
It did look like a solid 60.
Yeah, I think like
because to be not throwing up, it does need to run at generally 90.
I think
they can be scaled down.
Yeah, I think Sony generally say that they won't accept anything under 60. I think they do 60, 90, 120, but their minimum is 60.
To be fair, I'm just fairly impressed the console's running 60 FPS constantly.
Yeah, same.
That's an achievement in itself.
But it's running 60 FPS, not at fucking like 1080, is it? Like, let's be realistic. It's not like it's intense graphics.
No, but I mean, like, the way that sort of compares to the Vive, I can't really talk about the Oculus because I haven't tried the actual final one. We did have a little play with the DK2.
I had a long play with the DK2.
A lot of fun with that one. That one, yeah, that sort of got us hooked to virtual reality. But to me, it seems like a DK2 that's been polished.
Yeah.
It's much more comfortable than that. That was like a house brick to your face. It was ugly and horrible, but it worked and it was amazing. This is a very, very refined, neater version of that. It was never going to be able to compete with the Vive.
No,
it's just not. Just get that out. If you think this is a budget Vive, you are going to be disappointed.
I will admit, like, I've used the Move controllers. I didn't set those up for you because it is a bit of a pain in the ass to properly use them. But because they're using the light source, and how fucking old is Move? It's like PS3.
It's about 4 or 5 years old at this point.
Yeah, well, it's probably older than that. It was like version 2 of the fucking iToy. Like,
God, the iToy. That was the stupid thing where you got to... it was like Kinect, but older.
That's what I mean. So this came out...
And used by less people.
This was like the PS3's iToy, so it just tracked the light. So we've only got one point of articulation for it to track, whereas obviously the Vive controllers have got multiple points of articulation. Same way, I'm sure, with Oculus Touch.
Yeah.
So those... I've, from my experience, have been really jittery. I don't know if that's because of lighting or distance from the camera.
Just looking at the tracking from where the PlayStation was tracking the controller.
Yeah, it's
like that. You can see how it's glitching about. You can see it juddering because you can't tell.
And I think
quite where the centre of that light is.
Yeah, and I think if you're trying to record this in any sort of studio light or any bright light, I think that might cause. Obviously, we can't say because we haven't tested it, but obviously being basically light tracking. If you threw a glow-in-the-dark ping-pong ball past the camera while someone's playing it...
Especially if it's with the Move.
It's just like, playing Vive, going down, we're going down!
Yeah, like, people have said that from, like, other podcasts I've listened to. They've said, like, are you running it in rooms with other bright LED lights? Because that's the thing that will fuck it up. And people have had very mixed results on it so far. Like,
it would be a really curious comparison, like, with, like, strong LEDs in that room, as well as the actual... controller for the PS4 as well.
But realistically, at what point are you sat in a room playing PSVR with fucking LEDs around the room? Like, it's not going to be very often.
No, it's only if people are recording it sort of professionally, but sitting sitting at home and playing it, it's not going to be a problem. So
No,
it's sort of a point about nothing. It's sort of an issue that won't exist.
Yeah, one thing I do want to check with you guys is a lot of the games media are reporting that this is a lot more comfortable than the other two headsets in terms of how it fits on your head because it slides on and the band. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
Kind of, for me.
Yeah.
I do like how the Vive sits on my head, but that is because I literally always wear a hat with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The PSVR for me, it was kind of sitting a bit high because I have a meathead.
Yeah.
So it's kind of everything's a bit further up than it needs to be, kind of thing.
Fair enough.
So it's not that deep, unless I just didn't play with the strap enough. But that's because I'm lazy.
Yeah, and I think because this is going to be solely based for sitting down, playing stuff, and like the most you're ever going to move is waggling your arms about a bit.
Yeah.
It's always going to feel a lot more comfortable than the Vive because the Vive is a bigger, weightier unit.
It's built to be strapped to your head and not able to move.
Yeah, and if you play a horror game where you've ever had to turn around quick, then turn around again because you've shat yourself because you've seen something, it does move. It's a big weight that you swing in your head about. It's going to move. So because that is always going to be played fairly stationary, it's always going to be a bit more comfortable, if that makes sense, because it's not being flung around. I think if you had that in a 360 sort of room scale environment, that would be a much fairer comparison to see how it does. But looks-wise, I'd say it's a lot prettier.
Oh,
I like how you got the little button in the back, you got the stretch thing, it sort of clamps your head, you got a little screen that moves backwards and forwards.
It's very Sony.
Yeah, it's very polished, it's very, very nice. Like, the Vive is just Velcro. It does its job, but it's not refined.
Well, I think the problem is, though, like, HTC haven't been making, like, hardware for a very long time, where Sony have been doing this for Christ knows how long. Like, they've had their, like, design team, like, polish this like fucking mad, I should imagine. Like, so I'm sure that's how they've got to this point.
Yeah, and I suppose because they've been able to sort of sit back and like, right, watch the DK2, right, that's going well. Right, watch the Vive, okay, that's done well. The Oculus app, that's done well. Right, now let's go. So they've basically been able to see how the main guys have done it, learn from their mistakes, and made a pretty damn comfortable headset. To be fair.
I'm super impressed with it. Like, considering it is £350 compared to the Vive, which is like 700 or
800 now.
Yeah.
Still 800.
Well, because obviously you had the Move and the camera already when you bought it, did you?
Yeah.
Or did you have to buy them? Because obviously they come separate.
The camera's like £40.
The camera that camera is the original PlayStation camera.
Okay.
There is a new one now, which is the exact same camera, but it's just
a tube. It's
just a tube. I think they're at the moment in game they're going 45 to 50 quid. I think you could probably get them like for 40 on the internet. Move control is hilarious. I had one from the original PS3. I never had a second one. So like sort of in March of this year, I was like, I'm going to need a second one. I'm going to buy one while they're cheap and pay about 15 quid for one.
Yeah.
At the moment, you can only buy them in packs of 2, and it's 70 quid for the 2 controllers.
Oh Jesus,
that's mean.
Which is a lot of money considering what it is. I mean,
yeah.
Then if you hold it and look at it, they've not. The new release of them isn't even using the PS4's micro USB. It's still using whatever that is.
Yeah.
Like the DualShock 4 uses a new connection to charge, whereas this is still using the PS.
It's 70 quid for both.
70 quid for 2 of them.
Because I think the Vive ones are 120 for.
Yeah,
Staley to Google, find out the price.
Google.
To Google, just so they look like a tit.
70 quid is extortionate for the 2 of them, I will totally admit that, which is why I went and brought them earlier in the year.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at 350 for the headset, about 40 to 50 for the camera, and then 70 for the 2 ones.
So it was just shy of 500.
Yeah.
So you got 5, basic. We'll call it 500. We'll round up for argument's sake, because I hate numbers. So by the time you've got that and PlayStation, let's go with PlayStation Pro. How much are they coming out for?
The PlayStation Pro is coming out for 350.
So you could basically buy an entire Sony VR rig for a little more than a Vive. I think they're about 800 quid.
Yeah.
So price-wise, I think they're bang on.
Yeah,
I think because obviously if you don't have a good PC already, you go spending 800 quid on a headset, then God knows what to upgrade.
Yeah.
I mean, at least 500 quid, easy. So price-wise, they've got it on point. Yeah. Definitely,
Okay, I can't find the price for the Vive controllers. I know they are selling them separately, but cannot find them on my phone.
I'm pretty sure even like the Oculus Touch, or what are they like? Well, they're 100 and something. Aren't
they? That brings us nicely to a segue there. Beautiful segue. Yeah. So well, I kind of want to talk about this. Like, I've been really excited. Steam Dev Days.
Yeah, you know more about this.
Yes, I have been sat watching this for like all day today. Yeah, so Oculus had their sort of, this is what we're going to be doing. I think it was like about a week or two ago.
Yeah.
And basically their prototype, their look what we're doing is a sensor-free headset.
That's the wireless one me and you spoke about, isn't
Yeah,
it?
completely wireless. Don't need any external sensors. It's got all the tracking built inside. And obviously they were showing off the touchy things, their new controllers.
Yeah.
Which, as a Vive buyer, I was like, oh, damn it, that looks like they're ahead. No. Steam Dev Days, they came out, they've announced, I'm going to get all these details really vague and really wrong because I look early and they're very complicated. But I believe Steam has, or Valve, have basically gone into a partnership with a company that make high something chips, basically really powerful chips.
Yeah.
So they are basically working on a wireless sensor-free headset. So they are coming, they didn't show any of that off, they basically announced, look, this is where we're going with this. But what they did show off was their new controllers.
They're the controllers you sent me, because I saw that in the demo, though, it was working with a Vive, but I didn't know if it was some independent company that
No, they are prototyped very early. I believe they were being held on by a lot of gaffer tape at this point.
Like, when you looked at them, they looked pretty chunky. Like.
Yeah, but because obviously the Vive controllers are very, very simple. They sort of trigger a few buttons, they work, they're comfortable, they're good. The touch controllers have finger tracking, but the thing is, you still have to hold them, which is good if you want to move like 1 or 2 fingers, but you always have to be holding them. If you let go of them, the hands in-game move. Yeah. Not very good. But what these are, is it basically straps around the back of your hand and around your palm. It's got complete finger tracking like the Oculus Touch does, but you can completely let go of them. Yeah, and it will still track your hand, still do anything.
Yeah,
so
it looked like a glove.
Yeah, it's weird. It's it didn't look too comfy, the prototype.
No.
It looked very pointy and like wires hanging out, like just very, very basic. But from what they were saying and everything like that, it's basically you can now pick up stuff with a controller. It's got triggers on it. So
that is about the only disconnect with any kind of room scale thing with motion tracking for your hands.
Yeah.
It is picking stuff up. That's the only disconnect that's left. Well, that and feet. Really. Yeah. So there's no kind of foot track. That is on the way. I did read a while ago. It is on the way. They are working on it. No idea how. Besides maybe sticking some Vive controllers to your feet.
That was basically what it would be. I can't imagine it any other way.
But yeah, that's the only thing left. If as soon as you've got those gloves, you're in that world.
Yeah.
Right now.
But the beautiful thing about VR, like where we are at the moment, obviously PlayStation is going to be a very separate thing. So disregard that for the moment because they will always be sort of
they'll always be doing their own thing.
Almost be playing catch up because obviously PCs are much more sort of throw shit at a wall, something's going to stick sort of approach it. And so disregard that for the moment. But at the moment, it's all very exciting because there's no right way to do it.
There's the merge of so many different technologies going on. Because you've got, on one side of things, there's room scale VR.
Yeah.
There is you being in that world. They're generally not always that pretty because it takes a lot of power to run them all the time. However, there is also the seated experiences like, any of them. To be honest, anything that's come out on Oculus,
flight sims and all
like all your flight sims and everything like that, they put you in that world, but there's still that disconnect of having a controller.
You can.
That's the issue I've always had with like the Oculus and stuff as they stand now.
Yeah,
is the disconnect. You're not properly interacting. If I'm in a virtual reality world, I want to pick things up now.
Yeah,
the Vive has spoiled me like that. I've learned this.
But I mean, like. That's one of the things I've been like looking at over the last couple of days is where all this hand tracking stuff is going to go because there is about 3 or 4 different answers to that question and they're all at various stages of being complete, of being released, everything like that. So you got your basic Vive controller, which is a little trigger. You press the trigger, you pick something up, let it go, you drop it. Very simple, quite analog on off, but it works. Then the next step up from that is obviously the touch, which is a few little finger controllers. Then up from that, you've got potentially the new Steam controller, which is full hand grabbing sort of thing.
I've not actually seen that.
it's still very prototype. I think a lot of the videos I've seen were on people's phones.
Yeah.
Like you weren't allowed to touch it. Yeah. Like that level of prototype.
Yeah.
Don't, you can look at it, but don't you touch my controller.
Yeah,
but then on top of that, you've got sort of the weird and wonderful, which I really want to come out. You've got the Leap, I believe it's called, which is that little box that you see on people's like headsets.
Yeah.
Which is ones which completely map your hands. A buddy of mine had that. I went around his house a few years ago, and he had one, and it's basically, it just maps your hands. It's basically a Kinect on steroids for your hands. So there's that. So there's not actually having any feedback from the controller at all, but still being able to pick stuff up and move it, but your hands are completely free. Then there's the thing I sent you, which Dexco, I believe it's called. It's something like that. It's a Chinese thing. It looks like a glove made by Portal. Right. It looks incredible. The basic premise is each finger has something coming out of it. So basically when you touch something in game, it gives you like feedback. Yeah, so basically if you touch something solid, as soon as you put your hand around it, it will stop.
Like it knows the density of what you're touching.
Yeah. So basically if you've got a solid, like pick up a block of wood, you can only close your hand so much.
Interesting.
So you literally, you can't
like
do it.
It
So
like maps the shape almost, doesn't it?
Yeah. So basically if you've got a banana, you'll be able to put your hand around like you're holding a banana. But obviously if it's like a big block of wood, you're only going to close your hand slightly.
Yeah.
And then there's stuff like that on the demo, it shows like a rubber duck where you can close it, so you can hold it, but if you try and squeeze it, it puts just a little bit of force on it. So it feels like you're squeezing it, and then when you let go, it's completely gone. So it's completely normal.
Interesting.
So these are the sort of things, it's like, are we going to go completely no controller? Or are we going to go more for the feedback, more realistic, but having something clunky on your hand?
I think eventually, like, because what they're doing with the feedback thing is just having something pulled back against your fingers.
Yeah.
And I think eventually the tech will become so small for that. They could literally put it in almost like a very clean glove, like a...
Yeah, you could actually. If you had basically like a fingerless glove or something like that with something doing the same thing, but yeah.
I think that eventually it could be smaller. Obviously it looks huge at the moment, but every dev kit sort of looks big until they can like shrink the tech down.
Exactly.
Or even like if it was released big and then a stage 2 of that is a smaller version, like...
Yeah,
I think that's the best thing to do because like it's all well and good being able to pick up a gun or something with your hand, but I think physically having force feedback of like shooting a gun and having your hand feel recoil.
I think
that's what I expected on the Xbox One controller. I expected like when you pull the trigger, you get the click of when the trigger actually fires.
Oh, that's so cute.
I expected that. I don't know why. That's a bit of a flashback.
Vietnam style flashback then.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so obviously you got all these controllers and like the way this is all going to interact, and like Staley brought up the whole feet thing. That sort of brings you into these world of endless treadmills.
Yeah.
Like, where does all this tie in? Because these are sort of being demoed and sort of shown off back in the DK2 days.
They've been around for as long as at least the Oculus DK1's been about. They've been trying to get that nailed down, but it's just such a clunky thing to do.
I remember, do you remember the Gadget Show did it with Battlefield 4, didn't they?
That's right.
They did it in like a big tent, and he was even wearing like the feedback suit, so if he was getting shot, he would feel it.
No, I remember that.
He was like running around on that like omnidirectional treadmill, which is amazing.
Problem is, I think that's asking too much from consumers. I think maybe in like arcades and stuff like that, it can do it, but are you really going to have that in your house?
Like, could you picture me having like an omnidirectional square treadmill in this room?
Like, yes. Yes, I could.
Yeah, I spend stupid amounts of money on stupid things, but like, it'd be so big and like in the way, it's like...
Yeah, it's just not practical. So I think everything, now that they're working on these wireless headsets, what would be really nice is if they can work out the distance, have a nice big area so you don't have to be in one room. Because there was a game, and now this is going to come bite me in the ass. If this ever comes to, I know the one you're who will be forced to play this.
I know the one you're
playing. Shite myself. But there's a game on the phone, and basically what it did, I don't know if it ever came out, but anyway.
I don't know.
The whole concept is you walk around your house, the phone maps your house, everything like that.
Yeah,
now imagine a game like that. Not necessarily horror, but where you could walk around your house in your VR. So it knows where everything is, it can sense where stuff is.
And it uses that against you, doesn't it?
Yeah, so
it will map a monster in your house, but it will be
But I'm curious to know, like, with that sort of tech, like, if I walk down the stairs, it doesn't know what's downstairs. So do you have to walk around it first and map it?
Yeah, you have to do it with the phone, because I mean, when you set up the Vive, you've got to map out your
area.
room. You can do it.
Oh, okay, so if you walked around the house, mapped out the house, then played the game in the house.
Yeah, it would know where you are. Because I mean, that game, it sort of promised, like, say if you went downstairs in the kitchen and then you went upstairs, it would then put something in the kitchen to follow you out.
Yeah.
So it knows where you are. But I mean, even you don't have to necessarily do all horror games with it. If you did, I don't know, like almost like a hide and seek game where they like you hide stuff in your virtual house.
Yeah. You
got to go and find it and stuff like that. But speaking of wireless,
it was called Night Terrors. I found it.
Night Terrors.
Night Terrors.
Yeah. Okay. Delete all knowledge is actually
I'm going to bookmark that.
But no, talking about obviously the wireless headset and stuff. I'm going to take a stab in the dark and say it was called the Void. Daily Google it. Is it Void? The Void, which was that thing where it was basically what we were just talking about, but an arcade. So they'd map out this thing and you go, it'll be 4D and stuff like that.
To my knowledge, how that worked is they've got like a warehouse and they've set up walls and everything.
Yeah.
And then all they've done is created a game which mirrors that. So when you wear the headset and walk around, walls and doors are where they are in the game, but they're in real life.
But obviously the issue was always going to be, especially if you're using the Oculus or the Vive hardware that's available now, if you did that, you'd have to have sensors everywhere. Yeah. And obviously you'd have to have cables going about and stuff like that, and it would just be a logistical nightmare to sort out. Well, so, I mean, if we can get these wireless headsets going, depending on their range and everything, you know, because, I mean, you're going to need about, I don't know, £1,000, £1,500 PC to run one headset. So if they can get all this tech down and refined and everything like that, it's going to be I'd say about 3 to 5 years before we see this.
Oh, yeah,
but that's how they're going to do it.
Yeah. Well, speaking about that Void experience thing, I don't know if you saw, I don't know if it was at the Void, it might have been, but like I heard it was a couple of months ago, some like games journalists went and did a Ghostbusters experience in VR.
Right.
And the way they got around the whole wireless headset is they had the headset, but to replicate the Proton Pack, you strapped on a backpack, which was the PC.
PC.
Yeah. The backpack PC.
So that simulates you having a Proton Pack, so you can go play Ghostbusters.
Yeah, but then obviously if you're a medieval knight walking around a dungeon trying to fight a dragon,
it doesn't quite work.
Armour is heavy.
I don't know. If you're a butterfly gliding around the clouds, stop picking holes in my points.
I like the way they're using their technology to their advantage at the moment, because that's all they can do. But
it's quite amazing that all this stuff is coming. I mean, I saw a good post about it, and it's like where we are now with the backpack PC and the headset with all the wires and all the mess. That is the first mobile phone where you had a literal phone on a house brick and carried it around. That is where we are right now with VR.
Well, yeah, or like exactly like Shuhei Yoshida, like he's not runs Sony, he's like president of whatever. He was like, to them, the PSVR is the PlayStation 1.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
it's
so what does the PS2 version, the PS3, the PS4 version of this tech look like? I know, like again, we're talking about that headset, but it's same for HTC Vive. That's their V1. Exactly, like every console has to go through its version.
It's a big, ugly thing that needs new stuff.
Yeah,
but I quite like being in this stage because obviously, like back then, growing up with those consoles, it was hilarious because you never knew what you were going to be. Because obviously, PlayStation, cool, very simple. N64 controller, what mental person came up with that?
Yeah, exactly.
You have 2 hands, 3 handles. Got it.
Yeah.
And that's sort of where we are with this. Like I said before, they're just trying stuff, and it's all exciting. It's all fun now. New Xbox came out, I don't know, say a brand new Xbox came out tomorrow, you know what it's going to be.
Yeah.
You know what sort of to expect. New PlayStation, you know what's going to be.
Funny enough, it's the same kind of thing as getting a new phone.
Yeah.
New TV, you know the technology, you know how it works.
It's going to be faster, it's going to be shiny, it's going to be better, that's it.
But the base stuff is there, it's all going to be very similar to what
unless you're Nintendo, who are just putting screens on random shit.
They're going to be the ones that develop smell-o-vision.
Yeah, they are.
I think the thing that's pissing me off the most about people's reaction to PSVR and every type of VR is
when they complain about the price.
No, it's not even that, like the price, whatever. It's people that are like, oh, but I'm going to wait it out until there's a better version. Well, if every fucker did that, we would get nowhere.
No.
Because someone has to buy it in order for it to be supported, in order for it to get better. Because if nobody bought PSVR, they're just going to scrap it.
Yeah, and that kind of brings me on nicely to another point that I wanted to make. The more people adopt VR earlier on, the more people that give feedback through forums, through Facebook posts, through podcasts, anything like that, the better the community is going to be, and the more ideas can get back to developers. So why the fuck are there VR exclusives? That needs to be one thing that completely stops. I kind of get, okay, I will allow exclusives on PlayStation compared to the PC ones. I get that. They're two very different bits of hardware.
There's exclusives between
Oculus and Vive. No.
Yeah, it's two PC ones. But like, for example, like Batman is exclusive for like X amount of months. That's going to be on PC. Same for Resident Evil 7. I think they've got a year's exclusivity on it.
Yeah.
But like, the only thing that I could see being exclusive solely to like the PlayStation hardware is like Drive Club or one of
like Final Fantasy or anything,
or just any
something that's already stuck to Sony.
Or something that's already their first party. They're not just going to go, okay, we'll go on PC.
No, but that's kind of acceptable, because if you look at it, if PC is another console, there's always console exclusivity. That's the selling point. That's how they get people to buy their consoles. Because look at these 20 games you can only get on our console.
Yeah,
I get that, so I'll give it a pass. But the fact, like you say, Sony are going, we'll have it for a bit, then we'll give it to anyone. That's great. That's brilliant. That's really good of them. But the whole thing between Oculus and Vive is pointless, because at the moment, it's going to be about 50-50 to Vive to Oculus. Yeah. They can exist quite happily together, having happy. But soon, if they try and keep things separate and they try and be a dick to each other...
Between the two actual communities, there's a lot of crossover.
Yeah.
You'll see a post in like the Vive subreddit, and it'll be cloned in the Oculus subreddit as well. It will be there.
Exactly. Like, so the people, like, it's weird. There's not sort of a, like, we got Xbox versus PlayStation, blah, 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 blah. There's not a Oculus versus Vive, blah, 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 blah. It's sort of a nice community that gets on quite well, and there's sometimes a bit of a, oh, look what Oculus getting, oh, look what Vive's getting. It's a bit of a,
The thing is, like, both of those communities are all PC gamers.
Yeah. Exactly.
PC gamers generally like each other.
It's sort of like going, right, Microsoft going, right, we've made two Xboxes. Xbox A, Xbox B. Xbox A is going to have these 5 games. Xbox B is going to have these 5 games.
Well, we're going to get that when Scorpio comes out, aren't we?
Oh, God.
That's going to happen.
Oh, duh.
Let's not go into that
right, called it here now. But but that's the thing. It just needs to stop, because we are at a very, like we say, keep saying, it's very infant. It's very... Everything's getting its foot in.
VR exclusives, it's offering a niche to an already niche market.
It's like, to the 10% of PC games that have a VR headset, only half of those have an Oculus. Yeah. Great, I'm sure there's 30 people who will really love your game, but you're not going to make any money of it. So yeah, that needs to stop early on, because if not, one of them will die. Either Oculus or Vive will die. There will only be one, and when there's one, you get sort of laziness because there's no competition.
Yeah.
So, but I'm quite glad, obviously, now with no video. I'm used to being on video. I'm not used to just saying stuff. So used to the PlayStation. It's good. It's sort of like if you went to a drug dealer and they gave you a small amount of crack for free.
Great.
I went, try that. It's like, that's good, that is. I like that. So you go back for more. And going back for more in VR is, right, let's have a little look at that, a little Oculus. Let's see how that goes.
It's only worth a little bit more.
That little Vive's looking good. That's quite clever, that is. That little, I can touch stuff in VR. That's kind of good. So it's good. It's sort of...
Yeah.
And the bridge between PC and console is fucking getting smaller and smaller by the pissing day. It's...
Microsoft are really pushing that to close that gap.
Well, the thing is... Xbox is eventually just going to become a PC.
Yeah,
because any game you buy on Xbox is already on PC now anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, any Microsoft first party.
And I mean, you got cross-platform compatibility. Sooner or later, the Xbox will just be a Steam box, essentially.
I'm pretty sure now with the Xbox like Play Anywhere thing, like whereas you play Forza 3 on Xbox, you can play it on PC. Yeah. I think their servers are cross-playing anyway. I'm pretty sure like if someone has Gears of War on PC and I have it on Xbox, we can play together. I'm pretty sure.
There's a few. I definitely know you can do it on Rocket League, and I know a lot. They are.
Yeah, Rocket League's cross everything now.
Everything. That's the first one. But
I don't think it's with PS4 yet. I don't think.
No, it is.
Have they put PS4 and Xbox and PC together now?
I don't know if it's with. Xbox. I know it's with PC because I see it all the time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. PC. I don't think they've done it with PS4 and Xbox yet. I think they were waiting on Sony for that, and I don't think Sony have
Well, they've just allowed bloody mods after. Yeah, that's a whole different podcast. Let's not talk about that. But yeah, so what we're talking about? We've gone on a massive tangent.
we have gone off topic.
Yeah, I don't really know where we were last with VR. Really, just sort of like, it's just. I think like the whole like. The community just needs to come together with VR.
Well, no, the community is together. The community together.
It's the companies that aren't.
Yeah, it's the developers. But the thing is, now, this is going to sound quite biased because I've got a Vive. Steam have been very good to sort of just... They've been very open with everything. I don't think there is many, if any, Vive exclusivity.
They're only exclusives because of the tech.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's the only reason.
Yeah, if it's room scale. Yeah. Whilst Oculus, especially in the early days, I don't know so much now, they seem to be quite...
They got a lot of flack for just buying
what
small
was
companies.
Superhot?
Superhot was the first one. I did learn why that was. During Superhot's development, Oculus did fund them.
Right,
quite a lot. So that's why they gave them the timed exclusive. I can't remember how long it's for, but that is why they got the exclusive first.
Right, okay.
But it will be coming to the Vive, and I'm so excited for that.
Superhot looks rad.
Superhot with Vive. I've been dreaming of that since I saw Superhot. Like, you have no idea.
It's going to be... Yeah.
I saw someone modded it a while ago, and I went... a little bit.
Did you get a little bit of the wetness?
A little bit there, yeah.
Speaking of, whilst we're on the exclusivity thing, I'm going to bring it up because it's a big talking point at the moment with Oculus because they're kind of in trouble because of it. Obviously, Palmer Luckey funded Donald Trump's campaign.
There you go.
Obviously, that's led to a lot of people shifting sort of away from their platforms. I know, like Phil Fish moved. Oh god, I can't remember his Tetris game, Poly something.
Yeah.
Like he said, that's not going on Oculus anymore. Like it'll go to Vive, it will go to PSVR, but it's not going to go to Oculus.
Yeah.
And I don't know if just by him doing that has pushed away enough developers to almost, or if not very badly hurt the platform.
The thing is, it's like we're in no position to tell him who to vote for or anything like that. Vote for Hillary. If he wants to promote Donald Trump, if he wants to do anything like that, you crack on, mate. You've got the money.
Don't use your company to do so.
Yeah,
I think.
But no, it's not even that. It's not even don't use your company. It's fucking act like an adult.
Yeah,
don't fucking make stupid pictures.
Like he was just shitposting.
Ah, the meme lord.
Like,
yeah, it's. If he funded his campaign and put money into his rallies, into advertising, that's fine. Like, that's your money. That's what you believe he is the right choice. You're fucking wrong.
Yeah, do something
very
good.
wrong.
Do something good with the fucking money.
Yeah, but I think it was because this, he's like 23, 24 billionaire was paying people to make fucking memes.
Oh yeah, like
I will open Photoshop. I will make memes. I don't care if it's after the. If he pays me, I'll make memes.
Yeah, well,
I'll sell out.
Sell out.
This came from another podcast, and they were saying like, obviously he struck gold at such a young age, and like it's silly how much money that guy's got.
He's a billionaire, and he's
I can't remember what was it like. How much?
I think it's something like $1 trillion. Yeah, something like that.
He's rolling in cash, and they were saying like. That's gonna kind of fuck with you at that age, just to be in that position. Yeah, and like how much, like obviously we're sort of a similar age to him, and how silly are we? But we don't have X amount of millions of dollars to fuck with us and be like, oh, I could do this. Oh wait, I actually can. I've got the money.
But I suppose the argument is, if we had that money, we're just random people. We can go out and buy a small country and fuck it. No one knows who we are. When you're, is he still CEO?
He's still like CEO of Oculus. It's just Facebook owned.
Yeah, when you're CEO of one of the biggest VR companies, one of the earliest VR companies, you're sort of meant to be leading by example. You're sort of got a community looking to you to sort of go, look, where's this technology going? Where's this going? And when you're making lol Pepe fucking memes, then just stop. Yeah. I think now it's died down a bit, and it's not one of those things where it's a case of, right, I'm just going to go out and buy a Vive then, because that's still like £800. Yeah. That a lot of people, including myself, had to go, right, which one am I buying?
Yeah.
I better choose the right one. So I think it upset the community because it sort of dragged the Oculus name through the shit a bit.
Yeah.
But I think it's died down enough.
Yeah, it's not going to damage it in the long run.
No, I think stock prices and stuff went down initially, but it's Facebook. They've got £1 trillion, million pounds, whatever they got.
Yeah.
They can do what they want. So it was just it was just hilarious.
Yeah,
So stupid.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. But like I say, I'm not entirely in that market, so I just kind of saw it and heard about it, and then drifted off into FIFA.
And again, going back to the communities, from what I saw from both the subreddits, there was obviously like, you got the racist, you got the racist headset. Like there wasn't this vicious, we've won sort of mentality.
It's not like how like, Xbox would treat Sony if Sony did something.
No,
like
because
that.
Obviously Oculus went tits up. You've then got X amount of VR users who are then left with a choice of, do I buy a Vive or do I leave VR? And like I said, without that healthy competition, Vive would then have a much smaller market.
Yeah.
And everything like that. So
nothing would happen. And
you're basically splitting this market in half because some guy was like a millionaire 4chan.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, so he's an idiot, but it's hilarious.
Yeah, right. Well, I think we've sort of covered everything we want to talk about. I mean, like, you guys are more in VR than I am. You've been covering
I'm quite curious how PSVR is going to run on the new PS4.
Yeah,
the Ultimate Pro, whatever they've called it.
What's the spec difference? You're Sony, man. What you got for us?
Oh, the thing is, they were so vague. They were so vague at the conference.
I heard they've got more colours.
4K streaming.
Yeah, like it's 4K, but it's not native 4K. But like apparently, The Last of Us runs at native 4K. In some games, so they're really bad at their technology.
Oh, they've not said what sort of in it.
No,
it's got. I think they've said it's got 6 teraflops. I think they're currently using 4. But then I think, again, like, Microsoft Scorpio is, I think, meant to be running 8 teraflops.
Well, my current PC is running about 10.
Yeah, exactly. So they're still behind. Like, it wasn't the jump everybody was hoping for.
No.
Like,
we're never going to have that jump again.
No.
The jump from SD to H, that is never going to happen again.
But I mean, because, like, there was, going back to the Scorpio, obviously at that E3 last year when they were talking about it, it was like, oh, so powerful. It's like all buzzwords, like, mega powerful Ultron, like all pointless. It's come out. It's basically got. I think it's going to have a 1080 in it, which is my current graphic card, and this is going to be out in about 3 years.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, Microsoft are trying to go for a more PC market, so I understand them going for a super powerful thing. Whereas Sony, to be in their defence, the PS4 Slim is dropped to 250, and the £350 SKU is just now a more powerful system.
Yeah.
So like, it makes sense if you've not got a PS4. But if you've got one, there's not a huge reason to upgrade unless you've got a 4K HDR TV, which not many people have £1,200 to cover. Yeah.
But the thing is, because I'm playing the PSVR, it ran fine on that.
Yeah. Well,
absolutely fine. And obviously, with PCs and stuff, if a game is running at 60 FPS completely flawlessly, chuck up the graphics so it looks prettier.
Yeah.
That, you can't.
They are going to drop into that zone that I know a lot of console players hate, and that is like graphic sliders. Yeah. It's gonna drop into that at some point. Between the Xbox like Scorpio, if that's running the same games as the Xbox One and the PS4 Plus, whatever it's called,
I think,
and PS4, if there will be a jump.
Yeah.
Where the devs are making for the new generation, or if they're still developing on the old tech, there is still going to be a jump, and one of them won't run as well.
Yeah. Well, as far as I'm aware, regardless of it, I'm not going to cut out a bit here. The first game to have these technical sliders on console is Rise of the Tomb Raider on Pro. I think with that you can like mess with like the shader settings and what appears.
But the thing is, that's what I don't. That is sort of pointless, because the whole point with PCs are every rig's different. Every rig handles it slightly differently, so you need to have these sliders. So if you've got a crap PC, you can still play Fallout. Yes, it's not going to be as pretty, but you can still play it.
Yeah.
You got PlayStation and PlayStation Pro. It's sort of just have normal, Pro. Have a little toggle switch. That's all you need. Is like normal, slightly pretty.
Yeah,
you don't need it because it's all going to run the same.
Yeah, I don't really understand it. I mean, I'm not going to get one. Like if my PS4 ever broke, I would, but I don't plan that. I'll probably wait for the next PlayStation. So whatever works. In terms of what it's doing for the VR headsets, I think they're saying it's going to be able to run higher frames per second more stably. So instead of probably getting like a 60 to 90, you're probably looking at a 90 to 120 on the Pro.
Yeah.
So it's like you're getting a consistent boost of frames per second. And I think that Mark Cerny said you get more pixels. So
I hate that term.
So it could look. I physically don't understand that.
No,
it's going to get more pixels because you've got 920 by 1080 OLED in there. You can't physically get more pixels.
Unless it's going to come around and put them in for you.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just going to be like we can do a little bit more with the graphics.
Yeah,
but I think the big worry before PSVR came out was that all the rumors going around is they're releasing the Pro because the PS4 can't handle the headset.
Yeah, that's what I would have thought they would have done, is bundled them together and gone...
That's what everybody expected.
VR machine.
But it turns out the PS4 runs it fine, no problem.
Yeah.
Did you see, there's a PS4 thing out there, which I quite like the look of. It's a portable PS4.
Yeah,
it's got a little screen, a little 1080 screen, which you flip up. It's got the extra layer that the new PS4 does, and I want it a lot more than I want the new PS4.
What? So it looks like the Pro where it's got the third layer, but that's
you pick up the extra layer, and it's got a little 1080 screen on it.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
I really want that.
That's really pretty.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, the thing is, like, I love the PlayStation. Of course, I fucking do.
No, you do.
I mean.
I know. He has a shop for the game.
You and your physical media.
I'm currently in the dilemma of I still buy Blu-rays, and then there's me going, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
And then I still order films and buy physical media. Like, I was like, should I go completely digital down, like, for VR? Because I was like, oh, how good would that be? But then, lo and behold, day one, I've got 3 physical games for VR.
You ain't got a choice.
The only physical media I have now is a bundle of 3 simulator games that are about 8 years old.
Oh yeah, I found that in the bargain bin.
But the problem is, like, games like Rigs, you've seen what it sort of looks like.
Yeah.
And like that Battlezone, like the Tron tank games. The problem is, on PC, they'd probably be like 15, 20 quid. On PSN, they're both 55 quid.
Yeah, and
it's ludicrous how expensive it is.
It was like, when was it? Like last weekend. For the first time in about 3 years, I went into game.
Oh, cool.
I just went in. My mate wanted to go buy FIFA, so I went in with him. And this was the day of the Mafia 3 launch, and I was like, "Oh, cool! Yeah, I'm going to get Mafia." I think they were selling it for like 70 quid, 60, 70 quid. I was like, "No, it can't be right." Went on Steam, 35 quid.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can't understand why. Like, obviously, physical media is always going to cost more because you've got the postage, you've got the disc cost, you've got printing, you've got a lot more costs. Why are they the same for digital download? I mean, half of the fucking games you install off the game, then you got to download something anyway, then you got a day one patch, and then you got all this other stuff you got to install.
There was a day one patch for the headset.
Of course there is. There's always a day one patch.
Does my nothing.
That's amazing.
Do you know what it's called on PC? A download. You just download it and that's it. It's done. It comes with the game, day one patch, all together, done.
Yeah.
Buy it a week later. Oh, there's been 2 updates. Yep, that all comes together nicely. It's not download the game. There's that patch. Have another patch.
Yeah.
It's just
the
game.
We're going so far off topic now. But
yeah.
We'll just talk.
VR. There you go. We're back. Continue.
With for example, Assassin's Creed Unity, when that came out, that had to be patched to holy hell.
Yeah. That needed it.
With my admittedly, obviously consoles don't have as big hard drives as PCs. I've got a terabyte hard drive in there at the moment.
Yep.
It's like you install Assassin's Creed, which is like 30, 40 gig, whatever works. You then patch 30 gig onto that. And I'm like, okay, that's a 30 gig patch. Yeah, that's 30 gig of my fucking hard drive.
Yeah.
For the patch.
And you had to download it.
Yeah.
PlayStation servers are awful.
Yeah.
No matter how fast your internet is, it'll take you 3 days.
I don't have the fast internet. I don't pay for it. I don't choose the speed. But I get like a 50, 60 meg connection, which admittedly with Virgin you can go 100, 200 meg. But if I would pay for it. I run the wireless, the wired thing through the plug socket.
Oh yeah.
From downstairs to upstairs.
They're great.
Yeah, they're so
good.
Handy. Saved my fucking life because the wireless signal in this room is dire. Run these speed tests on the PS4. You're looking at 35 meg, so you're dropping 15, 20 meg just because PSN.
Yeah. Just lastly before we get back into VR, obviously the whole point of having a disc is that you put it in, the game's on the disc.
Yeah.
Great, there we go. If there's any patches, like little updates, they're fine.
Whilst we are on patches, have you seen the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare patch?
Oh, is this?
Or it's the install.
Is this bullshit where you got to put the disc in, and install the game? But then you can't play the remaster if you've got to stop people. Yeah. But no, sorry. This. When I heard this, it's really pissing me off. I will go back to VR.
Yeah.
But I want to get this out of my system. If they know people just want the fucking remake,
just
sell the remake. I would go out and buy the remake.
Yeah, me too.
I don't want Infinite Warfare. I'll give you 20 quid for that game.
I know.
No one wants the game.
I'll give you an extra 20 quid to not have Infinite Warfare.
Yeah. But
no one wants a game, to the fact that they've had to make a thing to stop people getting the download and selling off the piece of shit that's going to be Infinite Warfare.
I know.
Just sell the game!
How long before it comes out on the Xbox Store or the PSN?
The only thing I'm hoping
on its own.
The only thing I'm hoping is that the PC community bans still and goes, you know what, fuck it, let's just buy Call of Duty Modern Warfare and we'll just go back and play the old one because all the servers are still out.
But because patch it, like the patch, or not, it's not even patch. The install alone for this game is 130 gig.
Jesus Christ!
That's
2 GTAs.
Yeah, 130 gig for the install of Infinite Warfare
with an extra 10 gig left.
And that's going to be 130 worth of disappointment.
That's without a patch.
How long will that take to install?
I know, it's an unholy
knowing modern Call of Duty games, if you set someone up on the campaign and then set another one up on the download, I think you could complete the campaign before the game's downloaded.
I could absolutely finish the campaign first.
We need to get some consoles together and test that. But anyway, let's just finish this up on a little VR note, because we've been tangenting about something I can't even remember.
Yeah.
Future of VR. The future.
Roller coasters.
They are the worst. What I'm waiting for, obviously we spoke about the wireless headset and stuff like that. I just cannot wait for the day when we've got all these bendy screens coming out.
Yeah.
They are coming. They are very near. We've already got curved monitors and everything like that, but I'm talking about the paper ones. Just think of the day when that is 180 degrees around your head, so you got full peripheral, everything like that in 4K.
It's going to be glorious.
That is going to be redonkulous, because I mean 4K, give it a year or two, that's going to be the new HD. The football's already gone over it. Once football and sports go into the next definitions, when HD took a year, then other TV channels went into it. So 4K, sports are already in it. 4K is going to be a year or two. I mean, you can get 4K TV.
Have you seen what a lot of the sports channels are doing for like Sport VR?
No.
They're basically selling a seat as part of a pay-per-view to put you in VR in that seat.
That is amazing!
Why would you go?
Yeah, but
that's amazing!
That's what I want. I want the future of VR to be that.
To be an everyday thing.
Because, again, we're going to keep going fucking ages here. PlayStation own a theatre in Times Square, and they were predicting all they're going to do is have concerts there and sell tickets on a headset.
Yeah,
definitely.
Well, cinema.
Or like, imagine E3 and putting your headset.
No! I've got the wetness again. I've got the wetness.
Like just putting it on and being in the crowd at E3. So instead of watching some half-assed stream where we're looking at a guy's hands, you're just actually in the audience.
That would be fucking incredible. But yeah, like that's the thing. Because I mean, I think it was I don't know who again. I really should have fact-checked before going into this. But I think it might have even been Steam. They said they want to get it into businesses. They want to get this so it's the new video call, so you can actually shake someone's hand, be in it, do it an actual PlayStation like you're there. And I think if you got to the point where it's not just a little gaming fun thing to try out, it becomes a daily life.
Yeah, I think it has to go through gamers first, because gamers are going to be people who are going to embrace the technology.
Yeah.
If you tried to sell this to a mum buying a new TV in John Lewis, they ain't gonna buy it. You sell it to a bunch of gamers that they can go walk around Skyrim, they're gonna fucking eat that thing up.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. As some like what I want to see happen. This is probably more augmented reality than virtual reality. As someone who is now decorating a house, I want to be able to go into a virtual IKEA store, pick my furniture, be like, I want that there.
Yeah.
The thing is, that's what. Well, that again ties into what we were saying before with like being able to walk around your house and stuff.
Yeah.
If you map out your house, you could do that.
Yeah, definitely. I'd
easily
love to see that.
Yeah. And I mean, if you could do it in such a way where you could sort of, I don't know, for example, we're in a bedroom right now, you could go, right, scan the room, right, that's a bed, delete that, delete that. So you could basically take your room or scan the room, choose which the walls are, then stand in a virtual empty room that is the same scale as yours and do something like that. Interior designers could go, right, I've scanned out your room. Here's what I look like with a lovely burgundy. Don't like that? How about an aggressive magenta? Yeah. You know what I mean? You could literally... I mean, B&Q would be amazing.
Yeah. The thing is, there wouldn't be anything in it but VR.
Yeah, exactly. That's all you need. I mean... Yeah, this would all be awesome. But I think it's all going to come down to how much... us as gamers adopt it and how much we can get it into the main gaming. And I think we played a horror game called Alone where it wasn't instant teleporting, it was you pressed forward and you moved, but it didn't give you any motion sickness. Like Nick, who played it, handled it really well, didn't complain about it at all. It took about 5 minutes to get your head around it, but it was fine because it ran really nicely, it was all constant, it was fine. So the fact that we're working out tracking and all that sort of stuff is magical. So then you've got like games like Doom, which are doing it in a way where when you teleport you go in slow motion, so you can stand still, take everything, all the monsters come upon you, you can then go, right, I'm going to walk over there, it does it in slow motion, everything goes in bullet time, so it's all cool and fancy and mental.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And then you've got Fallout coming out, that's going back to the traditional teleporting thing, but these are big games. Doom and Fallout 4 were some of the biggest games of last year.
Blend of both Doom.
Oh, the last 12 months. Last 12 months, there we go, got it covered. So, the fact that we now have these AAA games coming for Vive and for maybe Oculus, I don't know, for virtual reality, there we go, say myself again, is amazing. And the fact that it's not modders doing stuff, it's the actual companies going, yeah, this is going to be worthwhile spending money on, is fantastic. So the more developers that can do that, the sooner being able to paint your house will become a reality. But yeah, so yeah, I think, so the short version, yeah, we like the PlayStation VR.
Yeah,
it's quite good. I'm glad we could clear that up in
52 minutes.
Cool, yeah, good. Yeah, cleared that one up. I think that was nice.
How long do you normally run?
We generally try to stick to 20 half hour. We're generally pretty tidy. I normally do it on my lunch break, so...
Smashed it.
But, yeah, it's a long one, but a lot to talk about. And I mean, we've been trying to organise this since the inception of us, which was maybe like a year after you. Yeah, so it's a long overdue, so it's fine.
But we've had, in regards to VR, we've had a lot to talk about, and I think going into 2017, I really hope it's going to be the year of VR.
Yeah.
And maybe just need Microsoft to pull out its finger with a HoloLens and see where that goes. That's going to be the right curveball, but
yeah,
we'll see.
But yeah, so do you guys want to rep yourselves?
Yes.
Yeah, always.
So yeah, we're Young Bones Gaming. Hello, we're on YouTube.
Yeah,
there we go.
Do you know your URL?
Yeah, just search Young Bones Gaming.
Yeah, we're there.
Luke is going to put a link under this video.
It's not a video, Calvin.
Under this podcast.
That's us.
I told you I'm used to video.
I'll put it in the description.
There we go. Yeah, cool.
But yeah, hopefully we can do another one at some point with you guys. I know we might be doing a video for you guys in the future. I know we did PT, God knows.
Literally a year ago that was.
Really?
That was literally a year. I looked that up the other day.
Like, we've got a very similar game that we could do for you guys.
Yes, Carlton.
No, that's for Nick.
Yeah.
Nick isn't here, but he will play it.
I also want to do, because obviously that can do cinema display, I want to do Nick with PT. Because Nick's never done PT.
Right, let me just explain a little bit of backstory. Based on our channel, when it comes to horror games, Staley is dead inside, so he's not scared of anything. I am a coward and refuse to play anything.
Despite multiple
Five Nights at Freddy's, I was going to call it Freddy Got Fingered then. Five Nights at Freddy's scared the shit out of me. So basically we have our friend Nick who comes in and basically we bully him with horror games. And yeah, he hates them, so we will have to get him on the kitchen.
Yeah.
Good. That's got to happen. And yeah, then we can make him play PT because he hasn't played it yet.
No. So yeah, we'll wrap up there. Like, we'll hopefully have the kitchen demo for maybe Halloween or something.
Yeah, we'll sort that out.
We'll sort out recording of that and everything. So yeah, you can follow you guys on Young Bones Gaming pretty much on every sort of form of social media.
Yes.
That's pretty
Young
much
Bones Games on Twitter. I tweet a lot.
Yeah, I've seen your tweets.
I know.
It's just constant. I mean, we're terrible at tweeting. We barely fucking tweet. I think the last time I posted a podcast on our Facebook was like August. Like, it was just...
If you do follow us on Twitter, ask Daily how much he likes No Man's Sky.
I hate No Man's Sky.
That's been theme of the month.
Have you played it yet?
No, because
979 players on Steam.
This is it. No, let's end this now. Let's end this now.
So follow these guys at Young Bones Gaming or Young Bones Games on Twitter. You can follow us at Supernova_GB on everything, and hopefully we'll get this out for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or today when you're listening to it, whatever works. I hate
it will be on the internet at some point in the future.
Yeah. There you go. I don't know why we say it's going to be on the internet in the future. You're listening to it now.
Maybe the future is now. Are we all just children of
That's
the future?
VR! We are in the future!
Are we virtual reality? End it! I'm imploding.
Yeah, thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye, James!